Hey guys, I'm back. It's good to see you again. I know it's been a while, but from here on, I'll be tuning in often, maybe 2-3 times every week, and creating some amazing videos that hopefully would add a lot of value to your life and empower you to go out there, be the best version of yourself, and create an impact into our world. Today, I wanted to ask you a simple question. Have you ever experienced any nervous energy or maybe anxious energy or felt any anxiety whenever you're about to speak in public or make a presentation or maybe go say hi to that beautiful lady that passed by you on the street? I think we all been there, huh? It always happens in that moment where you least expect it. Recently, I went to a networking event, and at this point in my life, I've been speaking in front of the camera, speaking in front of folks while leading workshops, or on stage while presenting and pitching my startup in front of VCs, or approaching many women out on the street whenever I want to say hi and meet them. And last week, while I was at this networking event, it wasn't a big event. Maybe there were 20, 30 people, so everybody had a chance to introduce themselves. And right before, maybe it was 2 or 3 people before my turn to introduce myself in front of the group and share with them what I do and why I was there and how could I empower them and help them, all of a sudden, this energy rushed into my body. And I was sitting with it and just really let it overcome me, and like without trying to suppress the emotion or try to react to it, I was just having an internal conversation with myself and my body. And here is what the dialogue was. I was like, hey body, we've been through this so many times. What is it that triggers you? Why are you overreacting in this way? I wanted to be here. I want to come and meet people, introduce myself, and make sure that they know how can I be of great help to them, right? So this is what I did. I sat for maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes in this emotion and let it fully express itself. I soaked it all up, and the next thing I did was I switched my focus and attention or awareness at my belly, and I start to breathe very deep down in my belly, because what it does, what this type of breathing creates, is that it lowers down any nervous energy, and it just slowly but surely brings you back to peace and feeling grounded. So that's what I did. I left the feeling to overcome me, and I just started breathing deeply inside my belly. Just like this. You can practice this type of breathing anytime you feel any sort of nervous energy. Maybe you're stressed out, maybe you're anxious, whatever is going on. If you practice this type of breathing and actually turn it into your normal state of breathing, you'll see that your thoughts and the chatter in your head would slow down, and you'll feel a lot more relaxed. However, here is the next step that everyone should take in a position if they are experiencing this nervous energy inside the body. It's a proven fact that most high level, I would say pretty much all high level public speakers, actors, athletes, and people that perform on a very high level where the stakes are high, right before the event experience the same type of energy. However, what have learned to do over time is to reframe their experience. Instead of defining this emotion as nervous energy, anxiety, anxiousness, or any negative connotation, they actually switch it around, and what they do is to reframe it. Meaning, instead of applying a negative outlook, they look at it from the positive perspective, calling it excitement, an energy of excitement, because there really is no difference between excitement and nervousness. So that's the next thing you can do after you implement the breathing, so you can catch yourself and start to control your body response to the emotion. The next thing is to reframe it. Oh, I'm feeling excited because I'm going to speak in front of this audience, or I'm going to introduce myself, or I have this amazing presentation I want to give, or here's this beautiful woman I want to meet. Would you rather feel empowered, or would you rather be stressed out and disempowered? The choice is yours. Next thing, I want to give you some background so you have a good understanding of why is actually this energy rushing through our bodies and what's causing this reaction to happen. Well, you see, we have lived in a very different environment for thousands, if not millions of years throughout our human evolution. And our life as it is today is as convenient, as safe as it could ever be. 10,000 years ago and going further back in time, while the most significant amount of human evolution was happening, our ancestors lived as hunter-gatherers, meaning that they had to go out there in the wild with no clothes and no guns and no conveniences and hunt with their bare arms and legs, mainly most likely covered with some hides from animals they hunted before, and some basic tools like spears and rocks and things like that, right? So life was very tough, and we happened to be on the menu because up to like 15,000 years ago, there were saber-toothed cats, huge woolly mammoths, and all kinds of ridiculously big animals living with us, like huge bears and all kinds of carnivorous creatures who would have loved to eat us. So we were on the menu every single day. As much as we were trying to catch something so we can eat, there was something out there trying to catch us so he can eat as well. This is why this energy and this reaction in our bodies happen. Our bodies don't know that we live in a very modern, safe, and convenient world. They are built to survive a very harsh reality. So they don't know how to react accordingly to what the stimulus is. They overreact. So develop this sense of compassion for your body, coming from a place of understanding that our bodies are actually incredible machines. However, in our modern day, they're forced to function at its lowest level of operation. Meaning that we don't need to walk much anymore. We don't need to do any physical labor. We are rarely in any real danger. So our bodies, they don't know better. They're built for a very different environment. So develop a compassion and understanding that our bodies are doing their best. It's part of the hardware and firmware. There is nothing wrong with the feeling. Just learn to sit in the emotions. That's the main thing I want to give you guys today. In order for you to develop emotional intelligence and really grow as a human being and become the best version of yourself, developing your emotional intelligence is a major factor. And how do you start to develop this emotional intelligence? The first thing to do is to really start sitting and experiencing every emotion throughout without trying to suppress it, without trying to react to it. Just sit in it and experience it fully until it dissipates. Because emotions are like the waves in the ocean right behind me. They peak and then die out, right? Every wave has a peak, it peaks at the crest, and then it dies out to a trough. Same with emotions. They peak and they trough. They peak and they trough. So, if you let the emotion overcome you and fully expresses itself, over time, you will start to develop an emotional intelligence, which will empower you to thrive in any unpleasant, discomfortable situation. If you guys think that this was a useful video and there are a lot of golden nuggets in it for you, please leave me a comment below and also share with me what are some things that you would like to learn about. How can I empower you, share my wisdom and knowledge, and give you any valuable tips, hacks, and tricks about specific topics that you want to learn more about. I would love to do that and look forward to reading your comments. Again, if you think that this video is great, hit the like button, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time in a few days.